Around 60% of homes in the US are underinsured. Nearly 1 out of 3 homeowners know what's their policy even cover. What do you think different to educate homeowners?
The price of the homes increased in 2022. So a lot of people that were in a fixed income, obviously they couldn't have a higher home insurance premium. So what happened is that they lowered or they removed. Small business owner has never had insurance. They're like, just give me the general liability, the basic. They don't include or they don't do a package or a BOB, a business owner's policy.
Do you regret leaving working from 8 to 5?
No.
You're happy with the business?
I am happy with the business, even though sometimes the hours are longer than 8 to 5.
And then he gave us the insurance company and he started calling them and he found out his policy was canceled.
Okay.
But it cost him about. So today our visitor is Rick Vargas. Thank you, Rick, for joining us today.
Of course, my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. I want to start with a short story.
Okay.
About 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, about one of our clients, they had a major water damage and we start taking care of it. And then he gave us the insurance company and he started calling them and he found out his policy was canceled. Because 2 weeks prior to that, they sent them final notice of that they need to replace the roof. And if they don't do it, they can cancel the policy. And he never saw that mail.
Okay.
And now he ended up paying us, but it cost him about $90,000 out of pocket. Last year, it was the last payment for mortgage, and now he had to take another loan against the house to start it. So that's what Rick works with all day long. That's the type of people Rick helps.
Yes.
Not just homeowners, but businesses.
Commercial owners.
Commercial owners. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Rick.
Well, Rick Vargas, my wife and I, we owned the agency here, together. We started the agency when our daughter was born. I was working for a captive agent in Katy, and my wife was pregnant, and she's like, well, when our daughter's born, she was a teacher. She's like, I don't want to teach, because she was also a coach. She's like, it's going to take too much time away. I want to be with the baby. So that's how we decided to open the agency and work.
Yeah, but your background before the agency, were you in the insurance?
So background, originally from El Paso, born and raised in El Paso, graduated from UTEP. I used to work for Bank of America.
Okay.
So I was a teller, and then I became a personal banker. And at the same time I was doing personal banking, I was working for AIG doing life insurance. So that's where the insurance started, right there, as life insurance. We ended up moving to Houston in 2007 with the bank. So from there, I was offered a different position from a different bank that they gave me my Series 6 and 63. So that was more insurance in that retirement, and did it. That bank ended up closing, so I left and actually started working insurance for different agents. He was opening his agency, captive agents, and enjoyed it. I thought it was great, helping people out, explaining to them what insurance is. From there, some issues happened, wasn't the best fit for me. So then I started working for a financial company and helping teachers with retirement and their 403Bs. After that, I met some good principals. Actually, one of them was from El Paso as well. Okay. And during this time, it was a bubble, 2008. Nobody wanted to talk about insurance. Nobody wanted to talk about retirement. So I ended up teaching for 5 years. Both my wife and I were teaching.
In school?
Yes, here in A-Leaf ISD.
Okay. What did you teach?
8th grade math.
Math,
yeah. Oh, it's always been numbers. After 5 years, I did tell my wife I want to go back and I would like to open a business, an office, and some sort of agency, and started working for different agents. Actually helped another agent open his agency, work for him, for another agent. No, they were captive as well.
Okay.
And then my wife and I was like, well, let's just go ahead and open our own agency. The agent I was with, very, very helpful. He's like, I support you. I think you should do this, but go independent. I'm like, okay. I'm like, why not? Let's do it. So we started with a franchise. This was in 2017. And
So we didn't listen to his advice. You
no, well, I mean, he kind of said it wasn't independent. We were independent, but it was just home and auto.
Oh, okay.
And the franchise wasn't. I guess they colored it really nice. I'm not gonna say who they are, but after 2 years, we decided that we really wanted to be independent. Left them, which they didn't make it easy. But anyways, we
The 2 years non-compete, all these issues.
2 years non-compete. I had to leave the county at different cities, so I ended up having an office in Fulshire for a while. After 2 years, went back to Katy, and we're completely independent, and it was great. But then when we had to start all over again because we sold our books, this was September of 2019.
Okay.
So then we're starting all over again, back from scratch. And with insurance, when you start, I mean, you start with no clients, so there's no money coming in.
Yeah, because you're not buying like already existing company. They have
Exactly.
their books.
So there's no income. So back from scratch, back from square one, and COVID happens. So then the office we had in Katy, it was 3 of us, my wife, another girl, and myself. And we're like, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and just work from home for a couple days, because we don't know what was going to happen. And then that's when everything shut down in March. So we're like, oh, okay. So I worked from home. March was, I mean, nothing happened in March. And then April, for the first 2 years, I networked like crazy. I was going out there, network. I mean, get to the office early in the morning, read my emails, go network, go talk to loan officers, go do as much as possible, realtors, title companies. I was just out there every single day.
It's so funny that when COVID hit, when people supposed to stay home, that's when you realize like, I need to
do something. Yeah. So all that networking that I did for those first 2 years paid off. I mean, in April, all these people started calling me. Nobody knew what was going to happen. We're like, this is new. What's going to happen? So I guess people wanted to save money, and they started calling me, and we grew like crazy from April all the way to like September. Every month was beating the previous month. And I'm like, wow. I went back to the office. I opened the office. I'm like, we're going back, and no, I mean, it was great. And since then, it's been growing.
That's awesome.
Nonstop growing.
And when did you decide to bring in the commercial side of it?
Well, since we were independent, we were both commercial and personal. So Angela, my wife, she was doing more of the commercial side. I was doing more of the personal side. But the commercial wasn't coming in that much. We would get a commercial lead here and there. We had a couple, but our book of business was probably 90% personal, home and auto.
Okay.
And the 10% was commercial. And this was for like the first 3-4 years. And the past year and a half, the commercial has just skyrocketed. I mean, being independent, we get to work with the big carriers. So the big names that everybody knows: Progressive, Hartford, Chubb, Liberty Mutual. And I have options for everybody. Like, if you're shopping around for your commercial insurance, let me know. I mean, and I can also do what's called surplus. Surplus would be like the most riskier jobs that are out there. For example, an oil and gas business, or a roofer, captive agents, or
Because for us as a restoration company also, it's really hard to find a company that would cover us, especially right now. Like, we started doing the asbestos and the mold remediation. That's like the requirements and what we need to do. It's make it harder. When I moved to Houston, because in Detroit I had a good agent, but here it's really took me like 2 months just searching.
Yeah, you have to go with an independent one, because they have to shop around for you.
Even the independent ones, like 3 or 4 of them, they couldn't find me anything.
Yeah, like I say, each agent has their I mean, they focus on some specific things. Like we're generalists, we do everything. But we do have the option to shop around, for example, for you, and for other small business owners that have the riskier companies that might not be insured by a big carrier. So we can go out there, shop around. I have an underwriter that I work with, or several that I work with. We have to create some applications, send it over to them, and they do the quotes for me as well. So they shop around with other big carriers,
work with you,
like for like the Lloyds and stuff like that.
Okay. And would you prefer to work more with the homeowner individuals or more with the commercial side of it?
I enjoy both. I mean, I started with the home and auto side because I've noticed that. So our agency, we try to stay away from the state minimum, because I feel that doing the state minimum is not helping our clients, especially now. I mean, state minimum, the minimum or the maximum they cover for an auto will be like $25,000.
Okay.
You can't go buy a brand new vehicle with $25,000.
No.
So I want to make sure that I protect my clients and explain to them the difference between the different coverages there are for auto, and going up to the next tier, it might be a couple dollars, $10, $20, $15 per month, but now they're better protected. But talking to business owners, I enjoy that because they obviously own their business and they have a home and they have the personal auto.
So they go.
So we can go in and do everything for them. Yeah. Okay. Now we can keep them for everything, for their personal and their commercial.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Because we work with a lot of like homeowners. Sometimes they're underinsured or their policy don't cover, or the most ridiculous one is, oh, we have a 5,000 limit for water damage. Like the average water damage is like 13,000 to 15,000. So I pulled some statistic, and I would like to like hear your thoughts on that. So around 60% of homes in the US are underinsured. Nearly 1 out of 3 homeowners know what's their policy even cover, you know? And most of policies don't cover flood damage, they don't cover sewer backup, and they're limited on water damage. What do you think different to educate your homeowners? And
well, flood's going to be separate. Flood policy is always going to be separate. It's never going to be included in the home policy. But correct. What I noticed when I started the agency, home premiums were not as high as they are right now. So after COVID happened, premiums went up because the cost of everything went up. Lumber, roof, I mean, everything had to go, it went up. So the price of the homes increased like in 2022. So a lot of people that were in a fixed income, obviously they couldn't have a higher home insurance premium. So what happened is that they lowered or they removed what's called endorsements. Endorsements will be like the additional coverages, like the water backup or the seepage, which is really important to have the seepage, because if you have a leak behind the wall, you have no idea. I mean, obviously you can tell me how expensive is that going to be?
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money. So to save money, they increase the deductibles, which is, I've seen 5% on many homes. And there's no water backup, or they do the minimum, which is $5,000. And like I said, it's not going to cover anything. So when I quote a home insurance policy, I quote it high. And I quote it with lower deductibles. I quote it with 100% of the seepage. 100% of the seepage means if the home replacement cost is at, let's say, $500,000, seepage would be $500,000 as well. We add water backup. We add, I mean, if I guess during Harvey, we had a lot of water backup because we had so much water. We were saturated with water that the water starts coming out. So a lot of homes that got damaged during Harvey was flood, but flood was not included in a home insurance policy. So if you don't have a flood policy, then, I mean, a flood policy, the home insurance wasn't going to cover that. But a lot of those homes had water that backed up through the sewers. So that,
really? A lot of sewer backup.
A lot of sewer backup. But if you didn't have the coverage, then you were going to get either $5,000 that was the minimum or nothing at all. So
yeah, I didn't know that because I wasn't in Houston.
Yeah, the thing is, we had 3 floods in a row: 2015, 2016, and 2017.
17 was the biggest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, these extra like small things. But do you think, because Texas is one of the highest states for insurance, generally speaking, I think it's in the second or third one,
Yeah.
after Oklahoma and Florida, I think. Do you think that the prices of homes went significantly higher in the past 5 years? That's why the premiums also went really high, or because of the past hurricanes that happened?
So the replacement cost of the homes went up, and they went up a lot. And then the storms that we've had in the past couple of years, I mean, ever since Harvey, the damages used to be in the millions. Now they're in the billions with a B.
Yeah.
So it's, even though the storm could have happened in Texas or in Louisiana or in Florida, it affects all of us. So premiums did increase because of that. So it was 2 things: the damages, the storms, and the cost of the replacement cost. So here in the Houston area, we have, for Texas, we have hailstorms, we have tornadoes, we have hurricanes. And that's all of East Texas that gets affected. I mean, because Dallas, they have a lot of tornadoes up there. Here we have hurricanes and hail. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely that's why the price is higher here in Texas.
Yeah, because like another number, 100 billion in just disaster happen yearly in the U.S.
Yeah.
I was looking, one of the reasons we opened our restoration company here in Houston, actually Houston been averaging for the last 15 years about 1.5 to 1.8 billion in claims.
With a B, yeah.
Yes, billion in claims. So if you really compare it to the country, it's ridiculous. It's like super high.
It is. I mean, it's definitely super high. And that's why it's important for everybody to talk to the agents to make sure that they're covered correctly.
With all of these increases, does that hurt you or actually increase your percentage?
Well, it hasn't been easy because, like I say, a lot of people, they want to make sure that they save money and they want to have a low premium policy. So what are they doing? They're sacrificing coverages or deductibles. Like I said, a lot of those homes have 5% deductible. So a 5% deductible on a $500,000 home, that's $25,000.
Yeah.
So if their home gets damaged and let's say it's a $20,000 claim, then everything is going to have to come out of pocket because the deductible is $25,000. So they're not going to be able to file a claim. Now they file the claim. Now they have a $0 claim that's going to follow them for a couple of years because they did file a claim and either they didn't know their deductible was so high or they thought the damage was going to be a lot more than their deductible. Or let's say that the claim was $30,000. So the insurance carrier is only going to give them $5,000 because their deductible is $25,000.
Yeah.
So that's it's important that they talk to their agents. What deductibles do I have? What endorsements do I have? And like, it's the beauty of being with a broker is that we can shop around for them. So let's say that one carrier may decline them because of the roof. Well, we have different options, so they can help out.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. One of the homes we're currently working on, their deductible is $50,000. It's a 1.2 million home, but 50,000 just deductible.
Yeah.
You know, their damage was 200 to 250, I think, but deductible is crazy. Like how high it is.
Here in Texas, we have 2 deductibles. Some carriers might have 3, which they have the wind and hail. Some have hurricane or named storms. Oh. And then you have the AOP or the all other peril, which covers everything else that's not wind or hail.
Okay.
So, I mean, something that would be, for example, water cause damage, that would be under the all other peril.
Correct.
Which sometimes it's a fixed deductible and sometimes it's a percentage.
Correct. Yeah. How is your process when you get like someone give you a call referred by you, like you want to look for them if it's home or business? What's the process looks like? Because actually another number I was looking, 50% of people shop and buy insurance based on price.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's your process in helping these homeowners? Like how they like also they should think when they looking for insurance policy, if it's for home or business.
So when I'm shopping for their home, I am quoting as if it was going to be my home. I want everything protected. I want the coverages. I want the surplus. I mean the endorsements, and I want the low deductibles. So I present that to the client. Some of the carriers we can do package, which is the home and the auto, and it gives them a multi-line discount. Some of the home carriers that I have will give them a multi-line discount if they have the auto with us, even though if it's with a different carrier. So I'll explain that. I'll present my proposal and be like, okay, this is what it is. Each carrier has what's called RCE, or the replacement cost estimator. So one carrier can replace your house at 500,000 and the other carrier is going to replace it at 580. What's the difference? Like each carrier has their own estimator. It makes it different for them. What the cost or the replacement cost is going to be. Obviously, it's based on the homes that are around there. What the replacement for each would be. So after that, I show to them, and they don't want something. I make sure that I notate that because they're not accepting my recommendations. They want to increase the deductible. They want to go ahead and remove the C-pitch, or they want to go ahead and remove this. But before doing that, I explain to them why it's important to keep that. And if they don't want it, then, like I say, make sure that we write it down and remove it, show them the new proposal.
Yeah.
And if they're good with that, then we go with that. But sometimes removing endorsements, we do make them sign a document saying, this is the original quote that I gave you. You decline these. Yeah, because if then later on something happens and be like, well, I don't have coverage for this. I'm like, well, the original quote shows you have coverage for this, but you don't want it. You wanted to remove it. We removed it. Here's your signature where you removed that endorsement.
Since we're in this topic, we worked on this some in a home, and the homeowner thought he has insurance cover, and it was the agent's mistake. And the agent, because the client was his personal doctor, so he told us, listen, don't tell the doctor that he doesn't have insurance, just I'm gonna pay you out of pocket. So then later on, I was educated to that agents have insurance to even cover a mistake like this.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about it. Like, what do you have, and how that also protect homeowners? And is all agents required to have that type of insurance, or no?
A lot of the agents, yes, they definitely need to have that. A carrier will not appoint you to them if you don't have that. It's called errors and omissions. So I mean,
what is it called?
Errors and omissions.
Okay.
I mean, we're human. We can make a mistake. Something happens if we make an error, and for example, your client, he thought he had insurance, or he thought he had something. The agent erased or removed something, didn't say it, whatever it was. If it was the agent's error, then our insurance will cover that loss.
Okay. And does it work as a liability loss, or it works through you? Like the homeowner start working with with your insurance, or work through you?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a claim, they can call us and we can file a claim for them, or they can call the carrier directly.
Okay.
And file a claim that way. If they do that, then we'll follow up. We have a staff that will follow up with claims, make sure that everything's going good, pay on time, that the adjuster has been calling them, reaching out to them, whatever it is, either home, auto, or commercial. And we try to keep up with them or with that loss.
All right. He has a question.
Question. So now that we're in this topic about transparency, right? Being transparent with your client, there's always this conception with insurance agencies and healthcare and, other insurances out there, having like this mistrust right? Have this mistrust with coverages and stuff like that. What do you say about like those misconceptions, or if it is a misconception, and what would you say about like people not trusting, especially when there's not a lot of transparency?
Well, there's from agent to agent. Our agency, like since we started, we are here to help our clients out. We want to make sure that our client is protected. And like I say, I quote with the higher limits every single time. Percent that if the client doesn't want it, then we remove it, but we let them know we're removing this. Just to let you know, something like this were to happen, you don't have that coverage. But now there's agents that are just there to try to sell a policy, and maybe they'll just sell it cheap, remove all the endorsements because they know that the client's looking for a dollar figure. So, I mean, I'm not saying that there are agents like that or they're not. I mean, but in that case, I don't feel that they're doing a benefit for the client. And yeah, there's instances that happen like that clients are like, oh, well, my agent's not going to protect me, or this happened to me before. This happened to a family member or friend where their insurance carrier didn't cover anything, but what coverage did that carrier have, or what exclusions did it have, or what wasn't the agent talking to or did not explain to him about the deductibles? Or I mean, we've seen so many claims that happen and they call us because like, oh, we were recommended to you by another client or my neighbor that has you, and they had a claim and everything was covered. We tried to have the same claim and they denied it because our deductible was so high, or they said that our roof was excluded. And that's where I guess agents get like I don't want to talk to an agent. I mean, nobody wants to have insurance. We have insurance because either we're buying a home and we need to have it, or we're buying a new auto and we need to have it because if not, they won't release the vehicle.
Yeah, and I think about the agent thing. For example, when I bought my house and I was in Detroit, and I got insurance, and the lady was with the, I'm not gonna mention the name, but with one of the companies, and I want to get something quick, and she got me insurance for $1,500 just so the mortgage can move forward. And then when I moved here, a friend of mine, insurance agent, she's like out of curiosity, she's like, I want to take a look at your policy. I forgot about my policy. She took a look at my policy. She's like, you have no coverage, like basically like no coverage, and she's like, it was quoted too cheap, that's why. And then when I got the insurance that's really covered, it's like 3 times worth of what it was quoted originally. And like, even though like I'm in the industry and I fault for that, like how about like random people? That's important to have the right agent.
It is, because I mean, obviously the agent was just there to sell a policy and get paid on that. And
Correct.
was not in the best benefit of his or her client.
Yeah.
It was in her or his benefit. So yeah, that's definitely important. I always do the same thing. I ask for a declaration page, and sometimes the client feels kind of like, oh, why are you asking for that? I'm like, well, I want to see what kind of coverages you have. You're asking me for a quote. You want me to be competitive to what you have, but then I have no idea what you have. So we can't compare apples to apples when it's apples to oranges.
Correct.
So I'm like, I don't care what premium you have. If I can beat you the premium, great. If I can't, I'll explain to you why mine is higher or why you do have a good policy. I mean, sometimes they'll send me their declaration pages and my premiums are super high, but they have a good policy with whatever carrier they're with. And I'm like, you know what? Keep it. You have this, you have that. A couple years ago, deductibles were like super high, and they would call me and they're like, oh, I need something that's expensive. I'm like, yeah, but you have a 1% deductible still. Like, none of the carriers have 1%. I suggest you keep this. He's like, yeah, but it's so much more. I'm like, yeah, but if I sell you something, it's going to be a higher deductible. You may not have the same coverages and you're going to pay so much more. There's no need to do that. So I'm honest to my clients, and even if I lose the sale, I may lose it then. But since I was honest, maybe
Now you
in the
want a
future I'll go
referral,
and
we
get it
went
back.
back. I want to switch a little bit to
Yeah.
the commercial side of it. 40% of small businesses never reopen after a major disaster, you know? And so I know with the small businesses, literally just 10 minutes before you came, it was a commercial job. Our team went there, and business owners, they don't look into sometimes the downtime of the business. That, you know what, we cannot operate why disasters happen or why we have fire or so how do you treat like business owners? How do you educate them? Because generally speaking, they try to find cheaper options, and because it's already hard enough to run small business.
It is. So for business, it's a little different. The rating would be either sometimes they do it on a payroll or sometimes they do it on your gross annual sales.
Oh, okay.
So a small business owner has never had insurance. They're like, just give me the general liability,
Yeah.
the basic. And then they might not say the accurate sales or the accurate payroll. But then they go and they rent this office space. They only have the general liability. They don't include, or they don't do a package or a BOP, a business owner's policy, that includes their personal, their business property. Or you have a lease somewhere and your landlord doesn't require insurance, so you just get just the general liability. Once again, you're not protecting your stuff. You may not have the business income in case of a disaster. So business income would be if you have to close shop because we have a huge hurricane and you're not able to go to your office, your employees can't work, so you're losing income. The business income will help you out with that. These are things, once again, that the agents didn't do their due diligence and explain to the client, or sit down and take time and go over, okay, well, let's talk about your business. What kind of business do you have? How many employees do you have? How long have you been in business? Do you have any business property? What are the insurance requirements? A lot of the landlords have, a package, and they show you the insurance requirements that you have to go.
Or if they're a subcontractor for other companies,
so
have different
for
requirements.
example, you might use subcontractors. Are they insured? They should have insurance. They should have the same insurance that you have or higher than you. If they don't, then are they 1099 employees? Are you going to put them under your own insurance? Because if they don't have insurance, then you need to make sure that you add them to yours.
Correct.
Something happens, they're doing a job and they damage something, and your subcontractor doesn't have insurance, so it's going to fall under you. So you need to make sure that whenever you get a subcontractor, you can ask for a certificate of insurance, that they do have the insurance, and you're protecting yourself, you're protecting your client, you're protecting your business. So in case of a lawsuit happens, you don't want to be the one that's responsible for everything when it was your subcontractor doing it, or vice versa. If they ask you to be a sub, you want to make sure that you're covered. So you want to protect yourself, you want to protect your assets, you want to protect your future, because your business is what's bringing your income in. So yeah, sometimes the insurance might be a little bit more expensive. It all depends, classification by classification, business by business, what it is. And just being honest with your agent. If your sales are 1.5, you can't say your sales are $500,000, because then you're going to get audited and you're going to have to pay the difference. And
At the end of the year,
they're like, well, why do I have to pay so much more? I'm like, well, you told me your sales are $500,000 and you actually made over $1 million. So the company's insuring you, and make sure you're protected. So if that's not accurate, then we can't protect you correctly if you're not telling the truth.
Oh yeah, that's another aspect. So you're operating, you and your wife, and you have office in El Paso, correct?
So we have our office here in West Houston, and it's my wife and I, we started, but now at the office we have one that's one of the young girls that works for us. She is personal insurance retention, so she makes sure that she talks to the clients that are renewing their home and their auto, and either if we have to shop around for them and give them a different policy, we shop around, or we keep them where they're at. So she's in charge of doing that. We have another agent that is in El Paso, and does the same thing but for commercial.
Okay.
So she makes sure that all the commercial clients, when they're 30 to 45 days before renewal, that they get their renewals, go over numbers, make sure the numbers are still the same. If we have to reshop for them, we reshop for them.
And these employees, did you train them, or they came from the same background? Like,
Some have, majority of them have had insurance. Some haven't had insurance.
Okay.
We've trained them there. So now we're a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, including my wife and myself.
7 employees. And like in our industry, like hiring the right technicians, because they're the front line. They're the people who the customer sees first.
Yeah.
It's very hard. And we see like a lot of like we lose employees and change like yearly. How about in your industry, like from business mindset, like did you see like you have to go through a lot of agents?
We have in the past couple of years. Sales agents, they just, I mean, it's a tough industry. Like I said, there's so many agents out there, and sometimes it's not as easy as they think it is. I mean, my wife and I, we've worked hard to grow our business, and we've had some rough times, and we've had some great times as well, but it's been a growing process. We've been growing our business since 2017, and again since 2019. But I mean, it's different having a mentality as a business owner, as an employee sometimes. Because as a business owner, we're gonna push. We need to make sure that our business survives.
Correct.
And not everybody thinks the same way. But we have had some turnover, but the team that we have right now, they're great. Love all of them. Everybody knows what they're doing.
That's good.
I think we're really close. We do weekly meetings, monthly meetings. Sometimes we fly everybody in from El Paso, and we'll do a quick little gathering, have a dinner, do an outing. Just we need to make sure that we tell them that we appreciate them, everything that they do, and we feel we're more like a family.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Working with your wife, do you guys have like, for me, it's a hard part of working with family is because you cannot take business home, or
try not to.
Try not to, but it can get overwhelming. How do you deal with that?
So when we started, we were both doing sales. Now that the business has grown, Angela, she runs the business. So she manages, she makes sure that numbers are good. She takes care of that part of the business. I'm still doing sales. I still go out there. I still network. I talk to the clients. I still quote and sell. So even though we might be at the office, she's in her part of the building, I'm in my part of the building, and we really don't see each other much throughout the day. And then when we get home, and we try to leave the business behind.
Just not talking about it.
Just not talk about it. Yeah.
That's good. And being a business owner, do you think, because for sure you worked harder, do you think this gave you some flexibility to spend time with the family, with your daughter? How does that look like?
So yeah, I mean, one of the major reasons why we wanted to start our business is so we can have the flexibility if our daughter has a game or she has an event at school, that we're there for her. And the school that she goes to, it's amazing too. Like if we have to go out of town, or like in a couple of weeks, we have a convention coming on. So we're going, and she's going with us. She can take her laptop and work from wherever we're at.
That's
so
good.
She has the flexibility of school like that. So that's great that she has that school, and we love it because we have the flexibility and the trust in our team that if we need to do something, we can go and do it. And obviously, there's always someone going to be there at the office that can help somebody out, either with a quote or a question, adding, removing a vehicle, person, whatever it is. We have somebody at the office that can help out.
Good. Small businesses, a lot of business owners, they fall in this trap that the company cannot operate without them. They need to be involved in even a short vacation for 2-3 days. They don't have the freedom to do.
Yeah, I mean, I do travel with my laptop, so in case something happens,
That's normal.
I'm there.
Yeah.
But like I said, we have the trust and we rely on everybody that works with us under Vargas Agency that if we need something, they're going to be there to help me out or to help us out.
Also, do you regret leaving working from 8 to 5?
No.
You're happy with the business?
I'm happy with the business, even though sometimes the hours are longer than 8 to 5 and I might have to work on weekends and holidays, but it's our business. We're growing this and I just think it's amazing.
Nice.
It is. We do have the freedom to sometimes just, I mean, if we want to go work from somewhere else, we go work from somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm still working, but yeah.
What's your vision for your agency?
It's funny. We have a business coach and we're talking about this. He emailed us the other day a 5-year plan. So he gave us a pretty hefty goal for the next 5 years. I'm like, okay, that's a challenge for me because I need to make sure that I work hard to get there. Yeah. But we are working on other agents. So we just got ourselves another new agent in El Paso. She has like over 7 years of experience.
Okay.
She is a commercial agent, so she does a lot of commercial and trucking. So she's up ready. She's doing that. And then, I mean, we live in a huge city, huge state. The opportunity is just tremendous. I mean,
even though they're thinking to open like different locations, or you already have El Paso, but
yeah, we don't have an actual physical office in El Paso. They work remotely, but I would love to. There is another possibility of a different agents that's in the city nearby as well. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless, and when I say we, my wife and I, we want to grow the agency, but growing the agency is not just for like us. When we grow, our employees grow as well. So if we get a bonus, we give them a bonus. If they have monthly goals, if they reach those monthly goals, they get additional bonuses. So
correct.
We feel that they've been with us since the beginning, or since they've been with us, and the agency growing means that they're going to grow with us as well.
That's good, because I was reading an article. Microsoft, the number of millionaire employees that they become millionaire just of being employees and getting like stocks early on, about 15,000 millionaires came out of Microsoft just for being employees there, but being employees at the right time, and just being part of doing business. So like, no, it's always rewarding to have your employees growing, being blessed, and at the end of the day, it's rewarding for you and for them.
It is, yeah.
That's
I feel
awesome.
the same way. I feel the same way.
That's awesome. If you have like last thought or also encouragement for people who's started in the insurance, if that's life insurance, if that's auto, whatever, and they feel like they're putting a lot of hours, but they still haven't seen any return on that, what encouragement would you give them?
Insurance is for the long run. If you're coming in just starting and you expect something on month 1, you're not going to get it. Month 2, it's still going to be tough. It starts to accumulate after a couple of years. Your book of business starts to grow. Definitely, you need to have someone to help you retain that book of business. Make sure that your clients are happy. Your clients are happy, they're going to stay with you. And just keep going. So keeping who you have, growing with new clients, but first couple of years, it's not going to be easy. And for us, it was a struggle growing the agency. We have grown the agency pretty good size right now. We're happy where we're at,
for sure.
But of course, we want to grow it even more. And like I say, we grow our office grows too with us.
That's awesome. Last thing, if people want to reach out to you, especially we have a lot of business owners probably watching this. Do you insure out of Texas?
Yeah, so we're licensed in Louisiana, we're licensed in Georgia, we're licensed in Pennsylvania, Washington, about to get New Mexico.
Okay.
And yeah, Colorado.
Covering good number of states. All
Yeah,
right.
we have a couple states.
And if people want to reach out to you guys, get quotes, what's the easiest way?
Easiest way could be through our website, vargasagency.com, or they can send us an email to info@vargasagency.com as well. Or just call the office.
All right, awesome. I like that. Thank you so much,
Of course, man.
Rick, for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
It was educational for me, and a lot of things I can learn more about you personally.
Oh, insurance is...
And I'm pretty sure a lot of people gonna benefit from this. I really appreciate you stopping.
Thank you. Like I said, thanks for having me. It was great.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it a lot. And thanks. Appreciate it.
Wow, thank you.